Hi everybody, how you doing? Today I'm going to talk about a pedal which is really cheap. It's been out for years, there's lots of videos on it, and it's one that I've rediscovered recently out of necessity for my gigs, and I think everybody should have one. Now it's this is my acoustic pedal board. I know it doesn't look very acoustic, but I'll explain in a second. That I take out gigging with me, so when I'm playing in pubs and doing covers and that kind of thing. And this pedal here is the one I want to talk about. It's the Joyo American Sound. You'll see it branded under different names like a Moon and Harley Benton and various other things, but it's essentially the same pedal. And what it does is it simulates a kind of Fender or Fender-ish tweed type amp, like a Bassman, a Champ, that kind of thing. I'm going to go through some sound samples in a minute, so the talk will be minimal. We've got controls for level and drive, as you would expect, and also voice, which basically it's almost like a bias on an amp, where the more you turn it to the right, the more of a saturated tone you get. So it gets kind of heavier and heavier as it kind of goes round. 3-band EQ, all that shenanigans, all the stuff you need. And it has an inbuilt kind of cab simulator as well, so you can fire it straight through a PA, which is what I do. So the reason I've got this is I had one a while back that I was using for just as an amp sim for recording and that kind of stuff. But this time what I'm using it for is for when I gig with my Acoustasonic, see the previous two videos, I sometimes switch to the humbucker. Now when you do that through a PA, from the piezo to the humbucker there's a drop in low end, because the humbucker's slightly quieter for some reason. So you need some kind of amp sim or modeler. Now I've got my Nux MG30 that I can take out, but that's a bit cumbersome, and if beer gets spilt on it and that kind of thing, or drunk people stand on it, that could be a problem. So what I do is I take this board out, which is I take this board out, which is, I'll try and edit that later, which is very, very sturdy, and I've got Boss pedals and stuff like that, and then this is a nice sturdy pedal as well. And I've got this on it, which I can kick in to boost that humbucker to kind of get good electric sound. So if I'm looping some acoustic rhythm, Sultan's a Swing or something like that, or a blues tune or something like The Breeze or something like that, I can then kick this in, switch to the humbucker and solo over the top, and it sounds great. So that's the reason I've got it. But what I'll do in a minute is I will use just this, and we'll switch to some overhead kind of footage. I'll have a play with various guitars. I'll use my G&L Legacy with the 3 single coils, and I'll use my Gretsch as well with the 2 humbuckers, and we'll see how we get on. So see you in a second. So I hope you found that useful, and you got to hear that it's a great sounding pedal. Obviously through a PA it's going to sound a wee bit different, because for the purposes of this I was recording straight into my Focusrite Scarlett, straight into the Mac, and through a PA obviously there's room dynamics and that kind of stuff as well, but it does sound good. You can trust me on that one. And for like, I think 25 quid I paid for this recently on Amazon. The price fluctuates, but it's around that. It's probably about the same in dollars or euros, depending on where you are. So it's worth a punt anyway. They do an AC30 one as well, and a Marshall, etc. But they're called something like British Sound and something else. I can't remember the name of it now for the Marshall one. Oh no, it's AC Tone and British Sound. That's AC Tone is the kind of Voxy one, and the other one, the British Sound, is the Marshall one. I've not had those, but judging by this, they probably sound great. So if you don't want to take an expensive modeler out and you need something, or even just as a backup for your modeler, for your gigs, if you're playing electric in a band, you get this, maybe get a passive DI box or something to go with it, stick that on your board as well, and you can just fire straight into the PA, and it'll sound grand. So hope you enjoyed that. Make sure that you press the like and you subscribe as well. It's absolutely free. It helps me out, and I'll see you again. Take care.